Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and today I'm reacting to Deutschland by Rammstein. And this is a bit of a long one, about 9 minutes here, so it seems like it's going to be a bit of a movie. I mean, even visually, based on this little beam from the sky, it kind of reminds me of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, the ending scene with he who shall not be named stealing the Elder Wand. Maybe that's a spoiler. Apologies for the spoiler. I don't know. I'm interested. I'm excited to get into it. I hope you are as well. If you do enjoy my reaction, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. And without further ado, let's get into it. Germania Magna. This is literally like a movie right now. Oh, is that a bear? Okay. Deutschland. Whoa. Got some astronauts. We're in a new era now. Whoa. Yeah. Oh my god. I love this already.
Im Geist getrennt, im Herz vereint. Wir sind schon sehr lang zusammen, dein Atem kalt, das Herz in Flammen.
Oh. My god, there's so much that's going on right now. I mean, visually, right? We're being told a story of multiple timelines that seem to all be, I mean, split apart by many, many millennia, but then at the same time, they're happening simultaneously. Like, you have some of the medieval soldiers with the lasers next to them in more modern medieval armor next to astronauts, but then also fighting the war in a prior timeline. So somehow this, to me, resembles some kind of through line of history, of German history. So somehow we have past Germanic expansion, and then you have kind of modern Germany, and then maybe classic Germany. I can't really tell what's going on. Let's see. Yeah, it's very modern looking here. Interesting.
Mein Herz in Flammen, will dich lieben und verdammen. Dein Atem kalt, so jung und so alt.
I love this. Such a good riff. these guitars are doing so much work for me. You hear like in the background the chugging along, and it just adds so much oomph to the actual production here. I'm like being taken on a journey right now. And my assumption is that this journey definitely involves just Germany's history, what it feels like culturally, conceptually in the past, in the present, and in the future. And I think what I'm seeing with a lot of the red light imagery, the lasers, is kind of the persistence of the future of Germany. But at every stage of expansion, at every stage in the chronology, there is always a future to look forward to. I don't want to overanalyze because I don't have enough information. So let me know what parts I'm missing. This is really, I mean, I'm really interested in the music video, and I'm trying to piece together all that I'm seeing so far. But musically, this is really, really good. I'm really liking this.
Will dich hassen. Überheblich, überlegen, übernehmen, übergeben, überraschen, überfallen. Deutschland, Deutschland über allen. Mein Herz in Flammen, will dich lieben und verdammen. Dein Atem kalt, so jung und doch so alt. Deine Liebe ist Fluch und Segen. Meine Liebe kann ich dir nicht geben.
I'm having like chills just all over my body. I don't even know what to say. And I'm sure this is coming off to be one of my worst reactions for Rammstein because I just don't know what to say. I'm really captivated by everything that's going on visually. And of course, musically, what's happening is we have this basically digital through line throughout the entire, first 5 minutes that I've been listening to here. And then we accent those with the amazing drums, with the amazing kind of like chanting German vocals on top. So it feels very almost militaristic, but futuristic, and at the same time very. It harkens back to Germany's history and calls out the positives that the positives that were there in terms of Germans' cultural significance, the negatives that seem to be there in terms of their history and their need for power and war and violence. So yeah, I'm doing my best here, but this is really, really something. This is a crazy image right here. I remember in the beginning, right, the guy beheaded one of these corpses and then brought the head, and then she carried the head a little bit later in one of the futuristic scenes, and now she's kissing the head. So the future is like somehow intertwined with the past. Is that what this symbolizes? I'm doing my best. Jesus Christ. It's like futuristic soldiers. Is that the bear?
Übermächtig, überflüssig, übermenschen, überdrüssig. Wer hochsteigt, der wird tief fallen.
Follow.
Deutschland, Deutschland über allen. Dein Herz in Flammen, will dich lieben und verdammen.
I love and continue.
Atem kalt, so jung und doch so alt. Deine Liebe ist Fluch und Segen.
I love this. It's interesting. There's like the halo that kind of is formed around this woman who seems to exist across all of these times and is like one of the main characters in this music video. A lot of what I'm getting from the lyrics that I'm reading below, as well as just the imagery now, is that there's this cyclical nature to Germany's history, present, and future, in the sense that you're always old and young simultaneously because you're making decisions in a similar way that were made in the past, uh, trying to reach a new future, but actually repeating similar cycles. All the while presuming Germany to be the most superior nation at the top of the world's hierarchy, but then still making similar errors, living in vain, living for the want of more power, being arrogant and proud, uh, Germany loving you, but at the same time simultaneously condemning you. And this is kind of a problem with just the way that I think society and empires start to, take power and then crumble. And there's this kind of oscillation of you rise to power and then you fall even harder because of how high you initially you climbed. And it's this perpetual cycle, this ebb and flow that feels like you're almost doing nothing. You've kind of improved technologically, but we're still part of the same issues. We still are plagued by the same issues that we were in the past, but they just take on a new form. They manifest in a slightly new way, but it's the same underlying root issue. So maybe somewhere, somehow, this is a analysis or social commentary critique of the history of Germany and what that history, how that history informs where they will go in the future. That's another one of my attempts at understanding this piece. But I'm really floored right now. This is something different, especially from Rammstein. Ooh. Oh. Ah, it's so pretty. Ooh. These chords are so cool. It's so interesting. Deutschland by Rammstein. I'm so taken aback. I Everything that I've listened to from Rammstein at this point has been very, very different to what I listened to just then. That was a story. It was told amazingly visually, and I think I need to look up what this is about because I'm gonna be mad at myself if I don't do that. Give me 1 second. Let's do this. Okay. Rammstein Deutschland meaning. We're gonna do this together. Let's do this louder article. Before Deutschland, Rammstein hadn't released any new material in 10 years. A decade out of the game is a long time in any band's career. Well, so 10 years of hiatus in their music production is ridiculous. For a band like Rammstein, who had always positioned themselves as being miles ahead of the curve, coming back with something big was important. Kind of reminds me of a System of a Down. And not that they released something big, but they had been on hiatus for so long, and to release music in uh, just kind of out of the blue was really amazing and it was really big. I'm wearing a System of a Down shirt right here. Let's see more. It takes us on a thrilling, violent, and moving journey through German history. At over 9 minutes, it gives us a panorama of events and historical and mythical figures. And there are so many references and Easter eggs that fans and commentators will be poring over it for some time to come. Yeah, I feel bad because I know there's a lot of German history and Easter eggs, as they suggest, that I just don't have entire knowledge of. There's many world events, of course, that I have knowledge of, but I don't know the entirety of German history. So we have a barbarian side of the history bordering the Roman Empire. Roman soldiers creep through the woods in the aftermath of the Battle of Teutoburg Forest. The Romans were ambushed by an alliance of Germanic tribes led by a chieftain called Arminius. 3 legionary standards were captured, a loss symbolic and moral, as well as physical, and decades were spent trying to recover them. Rome never again attempted to take the lands east of the River Rhine, known as Germania. That's kind of what I was thinking, is that at least early on, their history is kind of their barbarism, their history is characterized by kind of violence and the need for conquest. And they behead, I think, one of these. Was it a Roman soldier, or was one of the Roman soldiers beheading the German soldier? I don't remember which way it was, but they're characterized by a lot of violence and their need for conquest, right? And so across time, you see those similar patterns unfold, where people are fighting in the bar. You have the acknowledgement of the violence during World War II and the concentration camps. I want them to explain a little bit about the lasers here. Germania refers not to just a place somewhere partly defined by where it isn't as well as where it is, but also a national figurehead traditionally representing a German people. Germania is a strong woman. Ah, I see. So she's a symbol for the Germany. Usually armor-clad and battle-ready, various symbols appear with her, among them a breastplate with an eagle, a black, red, and gold flag, and a crown. Look out for these in the video. Yes, I saw that. I want them to mention a little bit about the laser. What I presume the laser to be is the heart of Germany, maybe the capital, but it wasn't too clear. Maybe the River Rhine. We get our first glimpse of Germania here, who stands holding Till Lindemann's severed head. Next, astronauts appear carrying a metal and glass box shaped like a coffin. In the background, we see a U-boat, a German submarine used during World War I's and II. Then we move to a scene set at a boxing match, which takes us to Weimar Germany, 1918 to 33, a period known for its political instability, but also greater cultural liberalism. Yeah, it's very interesting. I don't want to read the entire article. I definitely could do that, but I want to get to the end here, try to understand the broad messaging of this song. And I would like to hear in the comment section down below what you guys also take away from this song, because I think I have my own interpretations now, and given what I'm reading so far, there's a lot of historical relevance that I don't have prior knowledge of, so I'll need to do some reading up on that. Each scene captures in a moment the icons of an era, and the video cuts between them more and more frenetically as it goes on. Events bleed into each other, linked by their presence of the band members and the red laser beam that appears throughout the video. A roter faderi, red thread or central theme connecting each event. Yeah, this is what I kind of thought at one point, is that this red beam, all of these are ways in which we can do some comparison across time to see how those themes, that how those German characteristics persist across time. And also, I also think of the laser beam as being very futuristic and something that actually leads us to a new future with the same red laser beam. So it's also pointing us in a direction of similarity. So we expect that maybe Germany is going to continue down these paths or similar patterns of behavior. Germany engages with its history in a very particular way. Try to imagine the video about Britain from Britannia played by Ruby Kami. What would the equivalent events be? Quite a few of the tableaux might be similar. Romans, Crusaders, monks, 18th century soldiers, collarless shirts, bare knucklehead boxing, but would it have had the same impact? There's no affection and perhaps not much hope. Its pessimistic tone seems to be quite an off-brand message for post-1989 Germany, which wants to acknowledge its past critically, while also looking to its future as a state of the heart of Europe. And actually, while we get a lot of medieval and 20th century history, the video's tour through the past seems to stop in the late 1980s, before the fall of the Berlin Wall and the reunification of East and West Germany. Instead, we jump into the future where the space-suited band takes Germania into the unknown, traveling in that coffin-shaped glass box. Yeah, I didn't even when I first read coffin-shaped glass box in this Louder article, it didn't really come to my attention that this glass box is a coffin for Germania herself. So we, at the same time as acknowledging the past and the history of Germany and presumably what is to come in the future, you are simultaneously carrying along these red beams, these themes of violence and the characteristics of old and new Germany. Simultaneously, you're also carrying your coffin the entire way through, meaning that there's always a place for Germany to be almost I wouldn't say explode, but implode. Somehow there's a risk to everything that's being done here, and it's a fine line to kind of balance across. There's an echo of the video of Sohn where Snow White is trapped in a glass coffin. In fact, a piano version of Sohn plays over the end credits in Deutschland. This is a useful link for understanding something of what Rammstein is doing here. In Sohn, where the band's characters free themselves of Snow White, naturally they've been her sex slaves, only to realize that they have made a mistake and long for her return. The overwhelming feeling of Deutschland seems to be that when it comes to Germania, you can't love her and you can't live without her. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I have to do a lot of processing for this one, and I hope you enjoyed the reaction. I know it was very scattered and all over the place, and I definitely didn't get things right at certain places, and I'm probably saying things wrong even now. So, appreciate your grace on that. And yeah, this was quite the experience. I don't know what else I can say. This is really something, and I'm happy to have been part of it. If you enjoyed my reaction, please hit that subscribe button. It does help me out a lot. And yeah, have a great rest of your day, everyone. Take care, and peace.